Okay. And so when do you meet Billy? When does Billy come into play?
Right before I left for LA. So we were shooting a movie. We were shooting Because I Love You in Houston. And then after that, we became friends, and we're like, all right, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I'm going to LA. I don't know what.
And this is when you was in Houston?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
2011.
Okay.
So New Year's Day 2012, we shot up to LA, and then.
So y'all met on the set of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Okay. And then y'all just like, all right, let's pack up.
Yeah.
We going to LA.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. I mean,
like,
take me
at
there.
the time, I didn't have no kids. I'm like, look, I know I'm not going to be in Florida for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be back and forth to Miami. I'm not going to stay in Houston. LA is where it's at. So let's pick up. And if you want to come, you can come. You can hop on a ride. But that's where I want to go. That's where I want to, what I want to pursue.
So Billy was basically following you to LA.
Yeah, and then
did he have his own plan or?
Well, yeah, because the day I went to pick him up, he had 3 other niggas hop in the car with their suitcases. I'm like, well, who the?
Yeah. Was it EK?
Oh,
who else? Who else was with him?
It was EK, Paul, Jimmy, and then Billy. So I'm like, okay. So it's just supposed to be me and you. We supposed to be Bonnie and Clyde in this thing out. Who these niggas? Like, where they coming too? Oh, okay. So it was like a whole, and then we ended up in a 1-bedroom with all these niggas. We're all together. 5. How many? 5.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit.
So we went from 2, like, hey, let's Bonnie and Clyde. Let's go to LA. Let's pursue our dreams. To like sardines packed in the car, all just driving to LA from Houston.
Did y'all have any plans of when y'all got to LA? Like, okay, this is where we're gonna stay, this is the rooms, this is the situation? Or did y'all just like, fuck it?
See, here's how Billy works. I like to plan.
Okay.
And Billy likes to talk over you like, oh, no, man, I gotta figure that, yeah. I'm like, okay, it's getting close to the date. Like, do we have an apartment? Hey, man, what I tell you? So we're literally on our way to LA. This is a 20-hour drive. I have no idea if we have a place to stay or not because Billy will not even revisit the conversation. It's like, what are we doing here? We pull up, and apparently he had a friend that was like a person who had an apartment on Hollywood Boulevard. So we pulled up, and I was like, okay. And we all lived in a 1-bedroom for months on end.
Really?
Yeah.
Golly. I remember. See, and I didn't know that y'all had just got there. Yeah. I remember going to that apartment and shooting sketches there in that 1-bedroom apartment. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, once y'all get there, y'all get settled, what happens from there? Like, are y'all going on auditions? Like, what? Take us through that time.
Yeah, so we got there. Of course, they were shooting sketches. His videos started popping or whatever. But I was like straight. I got there, found an acting agent, commercial agent. So I started working immediately, like 4 weeks in. So I started doing the commercials, like the Remy Martin, all that kind of stuff. And then the royalties, because the bills. And so I was like, all right, so I'm paying bills. And it was like, but when I got home, I'm stepping over all these people. Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember this layout?
I do.
Okay.
Everybody on the floor.
There was no,
I remember there was no furniture. It was only a desk. It was only a desk for the computer. I remember. I remember this.
There was nothing. Okay. Mm-hmm. There was one airbed and a desk, and that was EK's workspace. And then everything else was just like, okay. But I started booking the work, and then I would help pay the bills, and I'll be looking at Paul like, hey, all right, you need some soap, you need some deodorant, you good? All right, we got to get food. It was like, I was like a house mom. Mm-hmm. 'Cause I was the only girl.
Yeah.
All these dudes, I'm the only girl. Like, what are we doing? And I started to get pissed at Billy at that. It was at that point.
Okay.
I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be just us like rocking it out and like grinding and like getting to where we want to go, and then it's like all this responsibility. I'm like,
So
house mom.
Yeah. So once Billy and EK and all of them got there, none of them was like, we gonna go to work or we gonna get a job until we figure this out, or they was just like, they were just
Renegades.
cool with.
It was, but mostly it was Billy. You know, come on, man, why you gonna go to a regular job for? It's grinding.
Sound like Billy. Sound like Billy.
So it literally, our house didn't turn into a house ever. It turns into a spaceship with, you know, computers and laptops and them trying to do the editing and all that kind of stuff. So it's like it was progress being made, but at the same time, it was just like the environment, the close proximity, and we're all like packed in together. And I don't really know y'all like that still.
So you didn't know Paul and EK? Because I met when I came along. I think Jimmy he was there for a little while, but he left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember
they were both dating Billy's sisters.
Right. EK and Jimmy. Wow. Okay. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was a whole situation that I got into, and I was like, what is going on here? It was so many like levels to it. Yeah.
See, and I'm gonna tell you, life is about perspective.
Yeah.
Because from my point of view, I thought you had already knew them and y'all came to LA and y'all had a plan and y'all was figuring all this shit out and y'all was just, all right, we just gonna grind until somebody make it big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I thought. Well, with me and Billy.
Yes. And
all
so
the
I didn't
extra
know.
people I had no clue about. Didn't know them from a can of paint.
Goodness gracious. So how was it? I mean, I know you said you felt like a house mom. At no point did you figure out, because you just really met Billy.
Yeah, on
At
set.
no point did you figure like, you know what, like I got to get out of this, or I'm done.
I did. I felt like that a lot of times.
And why did you?
Because I'm not a quitter. I mean, as simple as that.
No, that's a good quality. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then my being is like, okay, why is this not working? Let me try to like talk to you about it, or what's your backstory? Why are you acting like this? Why do you always need people around? Why you can't be by yourself? Why is it always like a quick talk and it's like a fast like what's going on? So I'm trying to like read him and fix stuff, because I'm like, I don't want to quit on you. And then you hear his story and you're like, oh dang, I can't just walk out, like, you know, let me try to fix you. You're like become like almost like a fixer. And so there was plenty of times where I was just like, man, this is not it. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to quit on you. I don't want to like just give up on what I originally planned. So it's kind of simple but complicated.
No, I get that. I get that because Billy has such big ambitions, and so you want to see that. You know what I mean? As somebody who worked with Billy, it was like he does have such big ambitions, and you want to see that through.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is no plan laid out. There's nothing.
Everything's off the whim.
Yeah.
Like everything is just sporadic. It's like, let's do this. It's impulsive, and I was like, I can't do this. Like that's how you operate, and then it started to be draining.
So Billy said he met you while you were stripping. At what point were you stripping? What point were you stripping?
Okay, first of all, let's talk about Billy's relationship with the truth.
Okay.
He's a very loose relationship.
Talking to Mike. So we're talking to Mike.
He's a very loose relationship.
You can pull it up too if you need to.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, adjust it however you need to. Yeah.
He has a very loose relationship with the truth. He tends to either magnify the situation or just like, oh, no. Because I Love You was the movie that I did.
Oh, okay.
I play a stripper on there. That was 2011, right before we left.
The movie y'all did together in Houston.
Because I Love You.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, I don't know where that comment. I had never even heard him say that online, that he met me when I was a stripper. But I'm like, dude, that's what I played. And you can see it. It's on Amazon. Like, you can see me on the pole.
Okay.
So is that it? Like, what are you doing?
Thank you for tapping in with us. In order to see more clips like this, check out this video here or check out this one here.